Hello YouTube and welcome back to another YC track guide. My name is Sir Foch and today we are taking our Porsche 911 around Oulton Park. Very bumpy circuit, very narrow, very bumpy. Arguably not the best for racing GT3 cars around, but it can be quite a lot of fun to hot lap. And generally racing here is all about survival. I've definitely heard some people compare this to a mini version of Nordschleife. Track is very similar, completely old school, no run-ups. Everything is either grass or a wall, so going off track is definitely not recommended. The curves are extremely aggressive. The circuit itself is very bumpy, and all that combined makes racing here very difficult. But staying on track and driving around at even a remotely good pace generally can net you pretty good results here. Not a very common track to use, to be used in ACC for any kind of GT3 racing, but knowing your way around here can definitely give you quite an advantage, as not a lot of people have done many hours of practice here. Once again, not the most popular circuit, but let's talk about the braking references here on lap 2, and then on lap 3 I'm going to try to send it. So for turn 1, we are looking at the turn-in board, and after the turn-in board, the white line fades, and that's roughly where we brake. Put the car in third, clip the apex. The corner is off camber, so you don't want to stay too much to the outside. Here we brake before the Pirelli sign, just before the big dip downhill, as braking any later can easily lock up the rears. Can use a lot of that exit. And now for this fast left-hander, we only lift. And you know how Porsche is when you only lift, so you gotta be careful. And for the hairpin, we brake when the rubber marks start. Keep the Porsche easily in second gear there. For the first hairpin, we're braking roughly at this post on the right. Little brake after we clip the inside curb a lot. Setting up your tire pressures can be very important on this circuit. Mine aren't quite the best. For the second hairpin, we're braking just at the one board. There's also a Marshall post you can use as a secondary reference. This is all about just lifting and getting your car pointing the right direction. And now for this right-handers, keep the car on the left. Brake before the board on the right, and after the curb on the left. And now for the last corner, braking roughly at the turn-in marker. Downshift to second. There's a nasty bump on the very inside there, so might want to avoid that, as it can just ruin the acceleration. Alright, let's end it. Let's see what we can do. Braking a bit too early there. Absolutely incredible how bumpy this circuit really is. You can also use the inside curve for some extra rotation if your setup is relatively understeery, which this one is definitely for Porsche standards. Okay, that was not too bad. Now for the first chicane. What I was saying about the tire pressures is that it's very easy to lose pressure on this circuit by just driving the usual racing line, as the racing line includes just cutting so much of these curves that you can get some pressure loss. So setting up your pressures a bit high can be a good idea on this circuit, just to increase your chances to not lose pressure over the stint or over the race. And can use some of the curves, but they're very dangerous to overuse, so gotta be very careful with that. A little bit too late on the brakes for the last corner, but the Porsche is just very capable here, so doing a 33 flat is definitely not very difficult. Hope you guys learned a thing or two. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.